A dreamer at the spin fire, the NFT analyzer, diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer, from mint coins to tokens. He's got all the intel. Web3 wizardry, show you where the waves sell. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. While stories from the web, he's always in the know.
Good morning. Mega GMs, man, we are so back. Pepe King, that's what's up. Boy, like AI, everybody's talking about it. That's a stupid thing to say, right? Like, of course, everybody's talking about AI, but it feels like every single day now we wake up and there's like a new story, there's a new model released, there's a new AI product. I mean, my God, it was like, what, 2 weeks ago we get, Open Claw, maybe 3 weeks ago, Open Claw, and 2 weeks ago we get Maltbook, and then we get Codex, and right, every single, it's like every day, at least once a week, we're getting these like, milestone moments for AI. Some of it's marketing, some of it's hype. I think a lot of it's real too at this point. We were told that AI was going to escalate. We were told it was going to happen. Boy, I think it's happening. And then you got people on the other side. My mind goes right back to like Ben Affleck on the Joe Rogan show saying how it's plateaued, right? And God, somebody's got to be right and somebody's wrong there. I think it's escalating. I do. I think AI is getting better, smarter, faster, more competent. This is going to be a watershed year for AI. So many thoughts. It's like, how do you even talk about something like this? And I'm going to try throughout today's stream, right? I'm going to try, because as I think about what we're doing and thinking about Ethos Swarm and Minds, and I sat yesterday trying to like put those thoughts on paper, really. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, how do you explain to somebody this thing's going to save you hours of work? And how do you explain like what productivity looks like? And of course you can give those individual examples, but for every single person, it's different, right? And it's only going to click when your hands are on it and does that thing for you, when it saves your time, when it lets you leave your job at a normal time, right? I think I ended up tweeting something like, bring back 9-to-5 jobs, bring back your weekends, that kind of thing. That's kind of that's where we're heading, I think, this year. Yeah, that makes you productive enough to not do your job for you. No, but like make you buy you some free time. How about that? And how do you sell that to somebody? Right? You do it with hands-on and letting them feel it for themselves. That's what's coming this year. And it's going to come from every sector, every industry, everybody. And I'm sure about that. We'll get more into that again. It's just a lot of thoughts. A lot of them. Hoods, good morning. Moonship GM. Vision GM. DK, good morning, brother. Luna, good morning. Just so many thoughts about what's happening here. All right, we're live on YouTube, X, Abstract soon. They really got to get that fixed. Oh, okay. No, we are actually live on Abstract. There we go. What's up, MJ? Good morning, man. And we're live on Kick. Hit the like wherever you're watching. I think most of you on YouTube. Hit the like over here especially. Like if you're not watching on YouTube, come over to that side. That's home base, right? Always streaming there, and subscribe. We'll be doing some building live. I maybe this week. I have a big conversation to have with my wife today, and it's what I've been telling you guys about. I think it's time for her to spin up her own business, and I'm going to use a mind to do that. And I would love to do that live. Would love to do that live here. We're going to have a lot of building sessions here live. Again, I want to this week. Follow us at CryptoSlam.io on X, Ethos Swarm on X. And by the way, mines are out at Consensus Hong Kong right now. Animoca's out there. Preaching the gospel of mines here, dude. It's awesome. It's awesome, man. The Animoca mines are incredible. We'll share some stats, some numbers from behind the scenes here soon. The amount of new mines we've had spun up over the past week has been incredible. We'll share some exact numbers here very soon. A lot happening behind the scenes. There's some really incredible functionality that's happening here too. We've got a lot going on where I'm using new dashboards, tools, interfaces to access mines and to see what they can do and to connect them. And as soon as I can, we'll share that. But they're way more powerful than I even realized too. I'm using them for my fun things and some productivity things for sure. What they're really capable of is really, really incredible. Again, I hate being vague about stuff. I do that a lot. Just kind of the nature of the beast. I can't wait to get to show it to you. Some of it, you look, if you're using them, you'll feel them for yourself. So you'll find your way to all of the things they can do. And I want to shortcut that for you. I want to show you exactly what you can connect them to, what kind of skills and apps they have access to, what they're building on their own, and what people are building with their minds. Awesome stuff. But right now, again, Animoca, Alan Lau, CEO. What is he? CTO? I think CTO. No, CBO, Chief Business Officer at Animoca, is out again at Consensus, and he's showing everybody their minds. And I'm telling you, man, just the start of what they're going to use them for and how they're going to talk about them, and then us too, and then others. It's really exciting stuff. Best way to use them, best way to feel what they are, what they do. Again, it's tricky. Like I said, I was trying to write up this whole post. I might kill the site. It's lagging my browser a little. But the best way to feel out what they can do is hands-on. Go to amind.ai. Free to try, like Awaken a Mind. You just need an email. There's no installs. Actually, to that point, hang on, let me show this. To that point, no installs. I'm sorry. There are things we're doing that I think people are going to start catching on. Actually, it was right there. It was the next tweet. People don't. Moonship, you're right. People don't want apps. They don't. I'm sorry, but how many apps do we have we don't touch? They don't want apps. You don't want new accounts. You don't want installs, and you want to keep your own data. I'll speak more on the data stuff here soon. We have some cool stuff to share there. But people don't want it, and we're building in the direction that other people will be playing catch up here soon. It's totally right. It's totally right. I was chatting with my buddy this morning about mines. He was talking about his business, his company, and saying that their founder was talking about AI, and we've got to use it. We know we can use it. We know the same thing we talk about every day. Luna, good morning, man. The same thing we talk about all the time. It's I keep saying it's going to make you more productive. It's going to help you with this and that and random thing. And then I say, but I don't know for you what it's going to help you with. Every business out there is literally sitting and thinking the same thing. They're I know we need to use it. I know it can help us. I have no idea how. They're all thinking of that. And that's the magic thing that you gotta crack. You gotta unlock for people. And like I was saying before, I don't think it's through words. I don't think you can explain it to somebody. It has to be hands-on. And I'm looking for, actually help me guys. I'm looking for an analogy here. Patrick, good morning. Okay. What's a good example of something that it's only when you get it, when you touch it, when you own it, that it's the most world-changing thing? And the weakest, this is a really bad example, but it kind of works. When we went from physical media to digital media, and a lot of people are fuck no, I'm never going to own a digital movie, right? No, I want the DVD in my hand, or I want the VHS, or I want the laser, whatever generation, right? And then, dude, it was when you got your first digital movie and you realize how cool it was to go from device to device and how it was just easier to manage, right? You didn't have to have the clutter in your house, and you didn't have to, right? It was easier. And then it became normal, just was accepted. It's yeah, that's the way to go. Obviously, that's just how we're going to go do this going forward. Digital media. Same with music, right? AI is going to do the same thing this year, the exact same thing. There's a more powerful example, and I'm trying to crack that right now. There's a more powerful example of when people realize the thing is here and it's going to be the way things just going forward. I got to find that example. I know it's out there, but for right now, I'm just doing the digital to, physical to digital media. The same thing's going to happen with AI this year. There's going to be, I work like this right now. And when you start using AI as a helper, I don't even want to call it AI anymore, to be honest. But when you start using minds as a helper, you're like, of course. Yes, everyone's going to use this. Yes, it's going to make people as productive as people were saying. I just, how do you feel that when that's not reality yet? It is. It is now. It is now. Ty, maybe he is. He's a shady man. We'll just use AI customer service. So, the friend I was talking to, I know him from back when we used to work kind of in customer service. We both used to work on the help desk and we'd manage it. We had our different teams we managed, and we were talking about exactly that, right? For me, it was obvious AI is going to replace customer support and data entry. And a big thing we're talking about today, by the way, super viral article about AI and replacing jobs, and we'll get to that. But I told him 3, 4, 5 years ago that was coming. Everybody knows, right? But I was like, dude, it's going to come sooner than you think. He's like 10 years off. It's a long time off. I'm like, maybe more like 5-ish. It's feeling closer than ever. Anyway, the point there, the help desk thing, replacing that, to Moonship's point, customer service. Yeah, and I think it's at the point now where it could do that. It's businesses, business owners need to implement it. They just need to get it in their hands, play with it, and then implement it. I think it's ready for it. I launched today, this morning, thinking about exactly that. I launched a support mind for us to use internally, like for us to work just internally, right? Because we've got Animoca asking questions. We've got our own users asking questions. And it's like, hey, I'm trying to do this. It said this. What do I do? Right? We're in beta right now. There's things that we're hammering away at this thing, and it's freaking incredible. I know help desk environments very well. Again, managed help desk. So I'm building a support mind. If I can automate and make that seamless where a customer can ask a question, submit their kind of a version of a ticket, an issue, and it routes it to the correct person. It keeps up with updates on that issue. It keeps up with SLAs. It acts as keeps track of SOPs. Man, holy cow. And acts as a knowledge base too, right? What a powerful thing that you could have probably one mind that replaces a dozen people, maybe more. Scary, but reality. It's reality. Beta, what's up, man? It's true. I mean, it's here, and it's still early, but it's here, and the thing's happening. A lot of talk about jobs being replaced, right? In fact, kind of clickbaity thumbnail today. But that's the conversation. And in January, we got some jobs numbers that make it sound like it is kind of happening. We've got it. See the chart. Jobs in the tech industry straight down almost since ChatGPT launched. It could be coincidence. I don't know. I don't know yet. But that's the narrative we're running with, that people are pushing. AI is replacing jobs, or it's leading to less job openings. So is that moment here, right? So we got news today. By the way, we got some job data in today. And there were reports that it wasn't good, right? More job losses, which, So that was the report this morning. Crypto took a little look at prices in a second, but crypto dumping because job losses. Not actually what happened. In fact, the opposite. So trying to wrap my head around how and why, and do we trust the numbers, right? But the U.S. economy added 130,000 jobs in January. Expectations were 55,000. Unemployment fell to 4.3%. Expectations were 4.3%. So great numbers. And again, not at all what was expected here. What else? Average hourly earnings up 0.41%. I mean, we're up across the board. Private sector payrolls up 172K. Government payrolls down 42K. Everything sounds good there. U.S. average work week up 0.1 hours to 34.3 hours. That is one of the most important metrics. That is one of the most important metrics I think people should be looking at. This right here, okay? Job hirings, openings, jobless claims, right? All that stuff, unemployment rate. Important, I think, for me, just my personal metric, I think the most important thing to be looking at is that average work week. If things go the way I think they're going to go, AI doesn't replace jobs, and it does. That's part of it's like one of the effects. AI makes you work less. That's what I think it is. I think usually things just aren't as extreme as we think. There's like somewhere in the middle. I think this is where we see the biggest impact. Maybe it comes down in the 20s somewhere, right? I don't know yet. Crypto spaces. Good to see you, brother. OpenAI is 14 billion loss in 26. Yeah. Again, expected to. And like a business like that operates at a loss for now. But it's why they got ads coming, right? Time to open a robot clothing. I mean, like, look, this is yes, or time to open up your own business. Again, I think, and this has hit me pretty hard, and I think it's the right direction. It's going to be work. But again, I think my wife, and I'll help as much as she wants, but I think needs to make the leap from that little side thing, right? Shipped, DoorDash, whatever, to personal shopper business, but take it a step further. There's so much you could do if you have a coordinator, right? To do it all on our own, I think is intimidating. To have a coordinator and a helper, different thing. She could do a whole like daily, weekly newsletter, almost picture a book club, but for food. Here's our meals for the week. Make it very personal, make it a very communal thing. Here's our meals for the week. Here's how we prep it. I'll do your shopping for you. I'll actually make the food and deliver it. Or here's the ingredients. You make it yourself. We meet at the end of the week and share tips and whatever, right? I think maybe that stuff exists out there. Maybe that's an idea that's already out there, but that's what I want to use a mind for and build. What's up, Cats? Good morning, man. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so I hear a lot of people say, yeah, the jobs that are safe for plumbing and like all those things. And I'm like, for now, robots will do that. Robots do surgery better than humans. Specific things, these microscopic things, robots do that now. Of course, they'll be able to do plumbing and electrical work and all. Of course, yeah. Mines can launch a meme coin. In fact, that'd be fun. Maybe I'll do that. They can, right? They can trade. Um, I'm only simulating right now. I don't want to give it money. Like I'm really realistic about this stuff. I'm not gonna take a chance. Like Hood's experience. It hallucinated that it had a wallet, right? No, Cats, I haven't, and I think I might have it pulled up here. Atari, that's a good one, man. Firefighter, paramedic, dude. I mean, I think we get to the point where they do that. In fact, okay, think about this, dude. There was all this. Okay, hang on. Fire, I can see replaced, but paramedic will be tough. Yeah, but we saw like there were some headlines last year, dude. The video gen. Okay, hang on to this. I'm going to bookmark that because when we get to the talk about AI replacing jobs in that viral article, and there's a lot of people pushing back saying this is bullshit. It's LARPy. It's not real, and they're right. But until they're not, like, look at video generation is the perfect example. The Will Smith like spaghetti video from a few years back to what it is now. I saw the latest version of it. That is what's happening with all of this. I think no job is safe, but in 2025, like long term. But like, dude, there was that viral story over the summer. Maybe it was like the fireman chief lady in New York City, something like that. And you're like, dude, you have to be able to carry a human right out of a burning building or something. Dude, yeah, dude, yes. But like, just picture a robot going in and carrying a person out, and just carrying a hose and aiming it. And interesting, a robot with its camera, sensors, whatever, probably knows exactly how to attack that fire. Anyway, it's crazy talk, but it's real, and man, it's coming. Anyway, good jobs data means rate cuts. A little less certain, although we know we're getting the new Fed chair, and we believe rate cuts are coming, and they are. But when and how much? Yeah. The leap from the mid-journey stuff and the stuff before to where we're at now is just why, again, that's what's happening with coding right now. You saw somebody from Anthropic, high-level dude at Anthropic left. Concerns about this stuff, you could kind of read in his post, like concerns about it. And also like, dude, what's coming is so crazy. He's like, I'm just going to go write poetry, right? Like you saw that post? Crazy. That's coming. It's coming very soon, man. It might be a this year thing that we really see it get kind of crazy. Anyway, right now, crypto, let me refresh, but after the jobs data, we're up in the past hour at least. Bitcoin's at 68K, ETH at 1900, Ripple 140, BNB 606, Solana 82. We'll take the green right now. Would love to see us back over 70. Luna, what were you? I'm sorry, I meant to hit Luna's question. Luna, what win were you talking about? Sorry, I did not mean to skip that. What was are we talking the Deathster win or somebody else's win? I think it actually created that wallet because you could. I think it was somebody else's wallet though, and it thought it owned it, right? I think that's what it was. Yeah, they still. I mean, for sure, these things still hallucinate. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. And that Iran thing's coming. Also, we shut down airspace in Texas or something like that somewhere. Weird stuff coming. Let me peek real quick at ETF stuff. Actually, I kind of want to move on, get to the AI, that article. But yeah, let's peek. Let's see. All right, yeah, 166 million inflows. What's up, Cheka? Good morning, man. So that's on the Bitcoin ETFs on ETH. How are we looking? 13.8 million inflows. By the way, guys, NFTs feeling really good right now. And Solana, 8.4 million inflows. There we go. There we go. Decent. Quick spot check of virtuals. There's some energy over here. We'll say that. I mean, I still can't get over just all the launches. It's so many, and like I don't know, good or bad. I kind of haven't made up my mind. I'm not digging it, but that's just me and where I'm at right now. You know, that's crypto space. That's probably the good headspace to be in, right? Like just plan like some of these guys have been planning, like typical cycle, typical like length, all that stuff. Probably the safest way to play it. Probably is. Stripe launched X402 payments on Base. Like all this stuff is getting so connected. It's happening very, very fast. Very fast. All this interconnectivity. Google released their like MCP solutions. So you've got agents now through Google with this way to connect to applications. Just such crazy stuff coming. Such crazy stuff. But man, this is the article from Matt Schumer. I read it. I don't know if you guys read it yet. I mean, you've seen it, I'm sure, all over your timeline. 27 million impressions. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I made it. I bought some more NFTs. Yeah, actually, the Mega ETH NFTs we talked about at the end of yesterday's show. I bought some. I think it's a decent trade too. We'll see. And we'll get to those too. I think there's plays everywhere right now. Still got a little Death Star position. Okay, we got this article from Matt saying something big is happening, and I mean, it's a long article. We'll kind of TLDR it, but he's kind of comparing it to COVID, where, you know, for a while we were like oblivious to it, but some people, if you were really paying attention, right, you saw it a little early, right? You saw it and you saw the rest of the world didn't see it. We're there right now still. If I could use some like dates as like a time frame, COVID started bubbling up like October, November, December. December especially is when I caught it. December 2019 is when I first heard of COVID and realized, oh shit. It started bubbling up before. Like very few people heard about it October, November of 2019. December, if you were like 4chan-y, kind of whatever, and really looking, it wasn't even big there. But if you were really paying attention, if you know what Gary Bot is, then you're pretty fucking dialed in. Who knows Gary Bot? If anybody here knows Gary Bot, I fucking salute you. I know what kind of person you are. You're like on top of shit. December though. December is when it was very early to see that stuff still. February of 2020, still early, but it was definitely getting more mainstream. Like you heard of COVID. You were being told it wasn't an issue, right? But February is when people started hearing about it. Like everybody probably heard of COVID. They weren't scared of it yet. They did not think it was really a thing. We're in that moment right now, I think, for AI. We're not at the December early. I think we're past that, right? I think the December, moment would have been when we heard AI's coming. It's going to replace jobs. That's the December thing. We're right now right at the cusp of it. I'll say February 2020, where it's right there. It's in front of everybody's faces and everybody's choosing maybe just to ignore it, or they know it's coming and it's just whatever, right? But I don't know if it's that. We're about to hit, was it March where we first started doing shutdowns and that kind of stuff, like where it really hit? We're going to hit that point this year, I think. I do think so. I'm not like, could be wrong, but I think that's like, there's better than a 50% chance. Better than a 50% chance that this year is the year where it hits and everybody goes, oh, fuck. And that's what this post is kind of saying here. And he's pointing to a couple things that show just how quick it's escalating, how quick things are going. Cloud Opus 4.6, right? This thing that writes code and it writes it at such an insane level. GPT 5.3 Codex, even better. These LLMs that write code and they check their own code and they seem to, he says, have preference for the apps they're building. And he's saying instead of him writing and directing what the app should look like, he just tells it what he wants it to be. This thing has preferences on its own for how it builds it. And says instead of spending hours doing it himself, he just gives it the prompt, checks back 4 hours later, it's done. He's never worked like that before. And that's only started happening this year. It's only started happening in the past month, maybe couple months, but month. Something really did change towards the end of last year. Right? I was saying that on the show. I'm like, guys, behind the scenes, a lot changed. A lot just got way better. You're going to see it really soon. And here it is. And now we got to figure out, is it just going to keep escalating, or does it flatten out again? Right? We get these periods where it's flat and then boom, and then flat and then boom. Are we at the start of another boom, or are we, I don't know yet. COVID. It's so weird, dude. Like COVID was crazy and it was overblown at the same time, right? It's all of it. What a crazy thing. When it started, it was pretty fucking deadly. By the time it got even a couple months in here, it wasn't. Right? I think I've shared my story. I made the decision I was never going to go back in the office. I was never going to get the vaccine. Refused. So I made that my personal goal. Like never. I was working remote, still working an office job, and I'm like, dude, anything you do, what your number one mission in life is to not get the vaccine and never go back to that office, because to go back I'd have to get it, and don't let the kids get it. Right? My wife made her own decision. I think she got one. She didn't go beyond that, and the kids nothing. Me, I'm like, nope. It was a thing, but it wasn't what they were saying, and if it was what they were saying early on, and I thought early on it was doomsday scenario, had that potential, but it got weak really quick, right? And then it just got crazy. It got crazy, and that woke, I mean, whole other tangent here, but that woke me the fuck up to how fake everything is. Things coming and they're saying it's not a thing, don't worry about it, when it was a thing. And then as soon as it wasn't a thing, they're like, no, you got to be worried and wear the mask and social distancing and get the shot, and crazy. Don't trust those guys, ever. That's why it's scary. There's so much involvement from them to hear. Bro, Cheka. A public sub is worth the vax. A public sub is worth the jab. The public subs are the best subs on earth. I'll have you know, if you've ever had the chicken tender, their chicken tender sub? I invented that. Real story. I invented that sub. I used to work at Publix, right? And before it was ever on the menu, I'm like, I want the chicken tenders on a sub, lettuce, onions, black olives, mayo. Then we started actually carrying it on the menu. I mean, it's a true story. I don't think it's because I was ordering it, but I was the only one ordering it. And I love Publix. Oh, man. But the public sub is worth the jab. I'll just say that again. It is. Last vax you got was 2009 swine flu. Yep. Dude, yep. I'm there. And I'm not I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a tinfoil hatter and all that. And I don't trust anything from those people ever now. Ever. I think I told you guys too, I don't have a valid driver's license right now. Like, I just let it expire, right? And I'm dreading it, dude. I'm going to get it this week. I got to get the real ID. And I was telling my girls last night, I'm like, I'm in the best spot right now where I could be completely off the grid. They probably don't even know I exist. And man, I hate to give that up, right? I hate to give that up. I hate that on Friday I'm going to be on their new registry. You know what I mean? I hate that so much. Definitely. Yeah. It got cats hard, dude. Yep. Some people it fucked up. Like, look, guys, it fucked cats up. Cats, it was when we were it was still in the idiot stage, right? Or was it just before? Yeah. And I got super sick from COVID too. I wasn't hospital sick, but I was, it fucked me up for 2 weeks. Like, make no mistake, COVID's real. That was the second sickest I've ever been, was with COVID. 2 weeks of really, really sick, a week of crazy fever, all that kind of stuff. I remember that story too, Cats. I remember where you were sharing how it fucking wrecked you. Some people it got. I know people who had relatives die from it. Like, COVID is not fake. The reaction to it got insane, though. It got politicized, right? It fucked me up. Man, I wonder if they'll make me then. I'm like 2 months expired. Yeah, hoods, fuck. Yeah. So let me make that clear. Anytime I talk about COVID, make no mistake, it's real. People fucking died. It was fucking real. But the reaction got like so politicized and so fucking crazy. Yeah, it felt like they were you know what? Guys, how about this? You know how like 1010 happened? You know how there's things that you think are happening behind the scenes, like around the Epstein stuff in the market, that things are used as cover for something else happening? I feel like that. I feel like COVID was also cover for something else to happen or a test run of something. I really do. I think that's probably true. COVID real, and it was like perfect cover to implement something and try something out, right? How do we feel about that? That's probably kind of like what happened. And Fauci seems like a fucking criminal. Yeah. Yep. It's one of those things like it's one of those things like there's a lot of things true at the same time, and like it's almost like everyone thinks if this thing is true, you're on this side, and you can't believe this thing is true, and it's like they're all there. There's a lot true about it. But um, this article, back to the article, like people saying the AI cannot do those things, right? To that video example, I get it. AI used to not be good. Right now, it's pretty fucking good, and it only gets better. And now, actually, Codex from OpenAI was the first model that helped write itself. It's now reviewing itself. It's now helping write its new algo, right? Crazy. That's where we're at now. That's where we're at. It's just going to get better and better and better. Just look at the Will Smith video and just apply that to everything. It's getting really good. It's just going to get so much fucking better. AI is building the next AI. Yes. What does it mean for your job? Again, yeah, entry level jobs, data entry, scriptable things going bye bye. I believe it. I don't think that's far off. I think this year. I like that. Will you merge with AI? It would involve a brain implant, the singular. You know what? I would. I actually, again, I'm always conflicted, right? I want to be off the grid. Again, that's just how I am, right? I want to be completely off the grid, but I love tech. I would merge with it. And we already do. We've got it in our hand, right? So we've already merged with it. It's just not in our brain, right? That's a great shout, dude. That's a perfect example right there of we always go the extreme method, and then reality is always or usually slower and not as extreme. So self-driving, we thought everything would be self-driving by now. I think we thought that, and it's not. Is it 5 years off? Don't know. That's why I think like with AI, I look 10 years off, 15 years off the jobs replaced thing. I think so. Right here, right now, it's like I keep saying, it's you go back to a 9 to 5 job. You have weekends off, like, right? I'm sure you got a ton of work. I'm sure you're always checking your work. I always am. It's going to buy us free time. That's what it is. That's the reality of it right now. That's the reality of it. That's what I think is coming. Less hours worked. 34 hours a week worked is the average work week right now, which that sounds crazy. That sounds like a fucking, I was going to say, sounds like a dream. I like working. But I think that's the number that's going to go down. You're going to work less, not have no job. It's badass. Your job's not going bye bye. Some of them are for sure, for sure. But again, you'll work less. That's what it is. That's my goal. I'm sure everybody on our team at Crypto Slam has different goals and a vision for where mines are going to go. That's my goal. It's more short term. It's mines help you improve your life, gain some hours. That's it. And if we push further than that, great. Right now, that's it. Productivity. Better, faster, but more time for you to like spend with your family. Go take the vacation. Just like, right? Go do like some real life shit. Let mines take care of stuff. They're giving examples of what it can do. And again, it's right. I didn't. I'll pull up the Clemente video. I think it's great. What these things can do now, and this applies to minds, legal work, yes, financial analysts, analysis, yes, writing and content, all this stuff, yeah. Like yes, it's there now where it can do it. Can it do it great? It can do it like this is what I think of all AI. It can do like it 70, 75, 80% as good as it needs to be done. That's what I think of AI right now. And there's other takes that are the exact same. We're probably all in the same place, right? I don't think there's anything I'd trust AI to do 100% yet. But 70, 80%. What's scary, this really scares me. The world's gotten to like, I think crypto, by the way, I think we're going there in 25 years. I think we are. I think we're going there long run. Yeah. But 5 years, I don't think in 5 years. In 10 years, maybe. 25 years out, yeah, Wally. Definitely Wally. But what's interesting is by the end, don't they come around? I'm trying. I love that movie. I can't remember the end. But don't they come around and they kind of get healthy and whatever again? I think we do that. I think there's a return to like good. And I've got an example of that. I do. It's actually a silly example, but it's a really crazy time right now. It's a really important time right now. Okay, about this article, it's a good read. I'll say this: all that stuff said about it, it's bullshit. The article's bullshit. Okay, Zeneca saying great article. This is probably true, right? Met a partner at a law firm. He said they've gone from hiring 20 to 30 graduates per year to 1 or 2. I think that's happening. I do think there's an impact right now. I do. But again, that extreme right now, I don't think so. I think that article is like fear porn. I think so. And to this guy's point, I think that article is an ad. It's based in some truth, but that article, if you read it and you get the phrasing and the words used and the structure of it, it's written definitely with the help of AI. It could have been all AI. I think it was with the help of AI. You know? I know, right, Moonship? That stuff's crazy. Man, I do not want to get that. See, this is where like sometimes I got to compromise, right? I got to go driving with my daughter. I have to do it. I could resist that. If I didn't have kids, I would resist that thing. I'd be out in the middle of the woods, no real ID, but I gotta do the right dad thing. The right dad thing would be teach my daughter, fuck all that. Let's go live in the woods. That would be the right thing. That's where my heart is, you know? Jonathan Mann, who I usually disagree. I disagree with a lot of what he says, a lot. He nailed it here, I think, though. Spends all day using AI to make things. I don't agree with the article. And he's okay being wrong. Me too. I love being wrong. That we use excuse me, the AI we use is uniquely qualified to do things like write code. Yep. But we're far away from it being able to do anything that has to be right 100% of the time. Dude's spot on. I think he's right there. It's getting close, but it's not there. Again, what scares me, and you see this with everything, I'll use an analogy of when Thread Guy talks about DoorDash. And he's like, guys, how fucked up is it that we spend all this money on DoorDash for food that takes an hour to get to you, that's warm? Like, we're sacrificing quality for like ease. We do. That's our nature, right? We'll take the shortcuts. That scares me because he's right. AI doesn't do things 100% accurately, not often enough. And I think people are okay with that. I love being wrong, Mike. Oh, fucking, I crave it, dude. I love being wrong. I mean, it's the only way I get to get right eventually, right? The goal is to know things. That's all. That's all. I love being wrong. I didn't used to. Past 5, 6, 7 years, love being wrong. But he's right, man. He's right. It doesn't do a good job. And I think he's missing the point that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to most people. It doesn't until it does. But and so here's a crazy another example or a thing I'm going to link it to. Crazy game came out yesterday called Mugenics, right? Fantastic fucking game. It's too early to call it, but I think this is going to end up being one of my favorite games ever. It's fucking magic. It's an incredible game. I know I'm going to love it because the dev, the guy who made it, made my current favorite game. It's a 15-year-old game. It's my favorite, Binding of Isaac. And this has that feel, but deeper and more charming and just better in every way, different style. But this game's $26 right now. And it just hit me how, like, the suits took over the gaming industry, right? And they churn out Madden every year, and they churn out Call of Duty, and they churn out all these like just fucking cookie cutter games, and there's no like creativity, right? There's nothing. They took the art out of gaming, right? And it sucks. They suck the soul out of gaming. And people are okay with that. Then you have a game like this come along from an indie dev. Cheaper. Favorite game is Binding of Isaac from the same dude. It's an incredible game. People, this game has gone bonkers. There was like 70,000 concurrent players on it yesterday for this little indie game. They made back all their dev costs, years of developing this game, made it in 3 hours. I think they've made over $2 million on the game. And the point here is there is like a return to quality. I think people get so used to all the slop, just the 70% of the way their stuff. And they like at some point people are just like, it's all just noise. And they're just, the expectations are so low. So when something great and good and quality comes, it's so attractive. And that happened here with this game. And I think this is going to be like a game of the year kind of thing. It's going to be, you're going to hear a lot about this game, I think, but it's beside the point. The AI 70% of the way there, it's right 70% of the time. It's going to work for a while. At some point, it won't. And it's going to be a return to like good and quality. And, you know, yeah, I think the point there is you're going to start feeling which AI devs are pushing you slop and which ones are a whole different beast in quality and on that good side. Favorite game, Binding of Isaac, which isn't his first, but it's the best game. The Binding of Isaac. It is the best fucking game out there. I know, dude. This game's interesting. It's super woke. He's a wicked woke guy. He's like definitely that. And it's all throughout the game. But the game's got so much charm. So complex. Like, if you like Legend of Zelda, dude, like if you like especially the dungeons, that's what Binding of Isaac is, but it's randomized every time you play. Random power-ups you get, random floor layouts, random bosses, random enemies, every run is unique. And you can play it for 10 minutes or it might go an hour, but it's always short sessions. Awesome. This game is like it. It's a turn-based RPG like Final Fantasy Tactics, but also every run is unique. Every run you're doing with new characters. You breed these cats and that's who you go battle with. And then there's all these RNG events that happen that change your team and what they can do. It's wild. It's so good. Dude, even the intro song, I didn't know this till this morning. I saw it pop up in my feed. The intro, there's over 200 variations of the intro. So the intro is randomized too. It's like remixed. Yeah, it's so good. By the way, it's got a cool story too. Binding Isaac has got a story. You only learn the story from beating it over and over and over. Like, the story's cool as hell. Explosion of intelligence, a good thing. OpenAI should prove us wrong by announcing discovery of AI-assisted universal cancer cure. Yeah, that would be amazing. See, I'm excited for that stuff because that's coming too. There's good that's going to come from the AI stuff. I hope it's a lot of free time for us. I hope it's like, I hope it lets us connect, again, with people. And me is like the antisocial person I am. I even hope for that. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. By the way, the new Resident Evil looks awesome. I can't remember, dude, I can't play those anymore because I can't keep track of the stories because I'll play it for a couple hours and then I don't come back for like 2 weeks. And I don't remember anything that I left off with, like nothing. So I can't do those anymore, but they're awesome. New RE looks awesome. Monsters.fun shutting down, whatever. But I had a bad feel with that thing when it came out. Very cabal-y, right? Raised a bunch of money. They got all the insiders, gotten that TGE or got token pre-sale. I'm like, yeah, this one. If you guys who are watching back in Swarm Report stuff, probably remember that. Let's see. If you made a coin with the same tokenomics as Bitcoin, but had a cooldown on selling for a year, I mean, I like it. I like it. I think it's fun. I just like fun shit. I like experimenting. I'm all for that, Luna. Bro, that show is so good. Atari, that show is so good. I think that's the best show on TV now. And I think if they can get this where they want it to be, like a 15 season thing, that show is going to be, it's Game of Thrones level, like OG Game of Thrones. It's that good. I mean, you got like the pledged coin too, right? Like there's things like that. I like the idea. That show is so good. Man, I'm bummed there's only 2 episodes left, man. Show is so good. Highly recommend that show. It is, yeah. It starts off, dude, the trailer for it was like kind of a misdirect because it looks like goofball-y and like light, and it is, by the way. And then it's got deep Game of Thrones moments, and it's got deep lore, and it's got phenomenal acting and phenomenal characters, and they're too short and they leave you wanting more, and it's basically perfect. I just wish it was an hour, right? But if they get this into like season 2 and all the way to 5 and then 10, this thing has got potential to be exactly Game of Thrones level where like everybody in the world watches it. It's got that potential. It's that good. We need it, dude. We need this price action for a year. We need this for a year. Would be so good if we get this price action for a year. Next bull market is going to be ridiculous. We need worse, actually. For the next bull market to be ridiculous, we need worse. But this for a year would be awesome. Yeah, dude, Atari, we're going to have to chat after the next one. It's so good. It's so good. What about genetic engineering? China, U.S. secret program, building super. Right, they do that shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, that's all real. And I think that's the right plan. If you're looking 10 years out, do what Cheka's doing. Stack. Nothing's changed in my mind about any of it. Where Bitcoin's going, where NFTs are going. And by the way, let's do some NFT talk quickly. Looking at volume. Let's see here. Yeah, I feel like volume not great yesterday. Come on. There we go. 8 mil in sales. 8.1 mil in sales. Sellers up, buyers up. Transactions actually decent yesterday. Profit still 1.1 in the negative. Yep. Check this out though. Again, I talk a lot of AI. NFTs my favorite thing. They're just my favorite thing. I love them. I feel like I'm good at them, but I love them. I feel like a connection to NFTs. I've always just really understood collectibles. It's why all the way back here, and even before here, again, you guys who've been here for a long time, you know how I've talked about GVC. Here was my prediction for GVC back in May. Floor 2 to 3 ETH, rare selling 5 to 10 ETH, Grail selling 15 to 25, 1-1 selling 50 plus. That is all happening except for the floor. All of that's happened. We've got 1-1 selling for 50 plus ETH. We've got Grail selling for 10, 15, 20, 25, right? We've got them selling for anywhere from 5 to 25. We're seeing all of it. You like that, Atari? My NFT sense, my NFT radar is pretty fucking dialed in. It's just a thing I get, and I get humans. I just get human nature. Not always, right? Like I'm not batting 1,000. Nobody does, but dialed in. And I think I'm going to be right with that floor price too. I'm really sure about it. And like I talk about this collection in a way I haven't talked about collections in a while. Now here's the other prediction, and I'm going to still stand by it. And I think I'm going to be right. You know where I'm going with this, guys, right? You know exactly where I'm going. I don't think that collection. I think that collection is going to do good, but I don't think it's going to be bonkers, right? It could be. It's got potential, but I'm not planning on that being bonkers. I think it's going to be good. I'm going back to my prediction about ordinals, and nothing changes here. I feel as strongly about it as anything else. I think we're going to see one of these ordinals collections at a 1 Bitcoin floor. 2030-ish by then, around then. One of these collections is going to be a 1 Bitcoin floor. I'm very certain about that in the same way that in May of last year, I was certain GVC was going to be where it's at basically now. As sure as I am about that, I am basically as certain about an ordinals collection getting to a 1 Bitcoin floor. Easy to say too, because we've been there. Node Monks got there. I think Bitcoin's going to get crazier. Way crazier. The AI thing is going to get crazier, way crazier. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who have made a lot of money who are going to go look for the coolest, rarest flex you can get. And we already know some people look at NFTs that way, right? Like Adam Weitzman. And we know there's secret billionaires who are buying NFTs. We know that the rich guys already look at this stuff this way. Some of them do. And they don't care because money doesn't matter to them. I don't think there's any bigger flex than a very rare on-chain, on Bitcoin collectible. The only thing that's changed my mind is which collection I think that is. And I lean way more towards cents now. 1 cent on 1 sat equals 1 Bitcoin. I lean way more towards it being cents now. It could be node monks, whatever, but I think it might be cents. And anyway, I just had to bring that up because, again, I just reminded myself of this. I've been having some fun in NFTs, and I'm pretty freaking certain about the Bitcoin prediction. Oh, dude, great. That's awesome. That is awesome news. So, Alizar, that's what I was going to actually mention here. I bought some of those. We talked about those at the end of the show. That I suggested people try to mint them. They were impossible to mint unless you had whitelist, right? They were pretty much impossible to mint. But they're 2x the floor. They were 2x mint price. They've gotten almost to 0.1. And man, Mega ETH is pretty Cavalli too. And I think Mega ETH, but I think I'm locked up here. Hang on. I look for the asymmetrical bets, right? The lower risk, high reward. I don't think this is low risk, but I think the upside on this, a PFP on a new chain that's got the kind of money that's behind that one, with the people behind that one, like Vitalik invested in it and Bread Guy, and like you got some names, right? I'm like, man, I roll the dice on those kind of NFTs because I've seen what can happen. I've seen chains that have an NFT. Look at the Hyper whatever NFTs. I've seen those kind of NFTs that go to like a half ETH or a 1 ETH or a 2 to 3 ETH floor. It gets really silly on a new chain, especially. So I looked at these. I'm like, you got to roll the dice on those. So I did. By the way, with Mementos cats, we don't know yet. He hasn't put out details of how many Mementos equals whitelist, right? So we'll find that out soon. But yeah, I roll the dice on these fucking things. Yeah. I think these Atari might be the play, and I'm not super confident in this. I'm confident enough that I bought 7 of these, right? On secondary. I bought from 0.05 up to, I got a nicer one for 0.08 something. But I'm rolling the dice on these because they're all over the timeline. The art looks awesome. People really, really love the art on this. And look, I feel like the Mega ETH Cabal is going to crime one of these or push attention to one of these collections. And there's a few, there's multiple Mega ETH collections coming. This is kind of one of the first, or maybe it is the first, but they look great. It's a small collection. It's got 330 ETH in volume. I'm rolling the dice on this one, and like the kind of upside I think is possible here. Again, I'm not assuming it's going to happen, but if this market can stay where it's at, if we can pick up some steam, if we actually can get this hot a little bit, like remember on Barachain, I'm trying to think of, God, there was another collection last year that was like a Remelia Milady derivative one. I think these can be an ETH. And let's even say a half ETH. Let's even say a quarter ETH. Like these have got, it's a gamble, but I'm playing it for that gamble. There's a scenario I can see these one ETH plus, right? So again, I'm gonna roll the dice, assuming it can go to 0, but the art's really awesome. New chain, a lot of momentum there. Getting ready for their TGE, by the way. TGE is coming probably in the next few weeks. I would roll the dice here. And then, yes, there's more collections coming. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So these are, and that's one of those signs you look for, right? We're seeing rares here sell for, over floor, but we have seen 1 ETH sales. One of them at least, right? But I'm watching this one. It's got crazy volume. The art's great. And Mega ETH I think Mega ETH is different than Monad. I think Mega ETH is going to work. So that's my dice roll. Would have been awesome to mint it. Again, I'm in secondary. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, Mega ETH TG is coming at some point. At some point really soon. They've got all these KPIs that got to hit, right? They're halfway there, I think. I think they're more than halfway there. So some guys are going to get a big old payday. A lot of them have locked their tokens, right? But there's going to be a lot of liquidity over there coming soon. And then that collection, whatever, there's more coming. There's more coming. This guy calling it a rug. No, they're gonna that TG is coming. This collection is minting. Hang on, let me pull this up. I think this is a today mint, tiny supply, 384 editions. I'm pretty sure my bro Homeless has got a whitelist. I think. Yeah, this is going live in 5 minutes. Well, so I think we need to watch this. Yeah, I like bread, and I like I really do think Mega ETH is going to work. I really do. So again, I want some exposure over there, and again, you've seen what NFTs on brand new chains can do. They can get very silly. I just keep trying to remember the one that was like, actually, I think it was one that was on ETH and it migrated to like Hyperliquid, and they were over an ETH. I remember that they were minting at like 0.00 something or 0.03, like very little, and they went an ETH plus. This can happen. It'll happen with one of these collections. The market will give us that. It's going to happen with one of these. Here's what we got coming. Again, a bunch of projects. Meganachi, Ave Forge, Ave 4, I don't know. Join Survive. Some of these are going to be bullshit, right? One of these will do really well. Again, if I look at these previews, I like the one I got into. These mint too, and I think these are going to do really well. These come in a few days. In 5 days. These I think will do well. These mini mines. Actually, I like the name. Mini mines I think are going to do well. I think the guy behind this is the guy who made the OpenSea website years ago, right? So he's got connections. That's kind of the important thing. He's got connections. Homeless. I don't know his full username. It's homeless on Wi-Fi or something like that, or I might be mixing up his name. Hang on. Well, now I got to look. Yeah, he's in the chat here. Yeah, homeless on Wi-Fi. Awesome dude. Anyway, this one will do well. Some of the others are going to do well. And by the way, if one of them does well, I think that Mega ETH NFT ecosystem is going to pop, like go really, really get hot. Get hot, hot, hot. So again, I would watch this. Roll the dice, doesn't matter, but just know that there's something on Mega ETH that I think will do very well. So so this will be my play. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, dude. But that's the one that there's 300 whatever, right? I don't think we're gonna get it. They're free, right? I don't even know how you get them. Are they minting here, by the way? I don't think we're getting those fuckers. Yeah, let me see if we can see where they mint. That's coming in. Oh shit, 3 minutes ago. So yeah, I don't know where the mint actually is happening. Well, I guess right here. Oh, you had to grind. Okay. Yep. Well, damn, dude, we're just gonna watch secondary then, and they're probably gonna do really well. If they do well, then I'm curious if people roll that into the other collection. But I think like Bread's an NFT guy, right? Like I think the NFTs over here are gonna be pretty spicy. Okay, are these fake or is this them? Yeah, these are fake. I assume those are fake. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe. All right, tell you what. I think we can go here. I think we can go to Mega ETH. Yeah, let's peek here. Yeah, man, if those things can get to an ETH, one good hot collection on Mega ETH can just send it all. That'd be badass too. All right, let's see. Quick, while we're waiting for that, quick peek at Deathster. Let me refresh. $344,000 market cap. They've made their little tweaks, right? Holding 5 mil lets you buy the NFTs. I'd like to check in with some of those dudes, right? See who like bought and if they were able to flip it um for point, the 20%. Or I don't know if that goes live. I'll chat with Henry about it today, right? We'll be live here in a couple hours. That might go live with Doodles, not now, right? It might not apply to the Moonbird thing. That I'm not sure. But this is going to end in 15 hours. Looks like Doodles are going to be the next target. We'll see if it gets we'll see if it gets some motion again. I'm not sure if it does. It could. Henry's doing everything. Henry's grinding away, man. Henry's grinding away, going on spaces and chatting with people, and he's doing really good. He's doing really good. Like, I'm proud of him for what he's doing. I know some people don't like the marketing and it feels negative. I get it. It does. I'd say like the spirit of it is more like again, it's experimenting. It's about the token. How do you make the token move better? Is it 20% higher or 20% lower floor on the NFT side, right? It's an experiment. Dude, he's hustling. He's fucking exhausted and he's just isn't he awesome, dude? He's just the fucking best human I know. He's cool. It's funny, like he and I have always been close, but it was really the COVID times that like got us even closer for some reason. It was right before we both got into like some psychedelics together. That was kind of it. We just really were bonding over like, yeah, psychedelics were a big part of it. And then the COVID shit happened and it was so fun. He's the best, dude. He's awesome. And then I mean, for sure, crypto brought us closer even too. One last little update. I'm still going to keep checking for that Mega ETH collection, but White House banks met for stable coins, right? And not really any progress. I mean, they're saying little progress, but banks are still pushing. Do not want stable coins to, earn yield from just holding. They want you to actually have to do transactions, and they're really pushing for that. If that feels like something somebody could game, right? Just fake transactions, whatever. I don't know. Dude, it is fucking great. Um, is it Blocks or is it like someone else? Blocks is awesome, by the way. He's a great dude. Yeah, one day Henry and I got to do an IRL thing, like an IRL like crypto-y show, something, something. I don't know what. But that's got to happen. Yeah, Blocks is badass. That's cool. Uh, BlackRock invested in Uni? Wow. That's spicy, huh? Wow. How about that? How much is the token up? I'm such a boomer that I use CoinGecko for this. It's funny, Luna. It's so true. But also it's like, wow. It's pretty sweet. It's true. And then I always think of it like this, Luna, because I just assume, I think back to the bear market and I'm like, it's all going to go to zero, right? It's going to bleed out to zero. And it's like, if it doesn't bleed out fast enough, the bull markets can, if they come every 4 years or whatever, they really can, I don't know, they can disrupt that move to zero. You know what I mean? But yeah, 15%. All right. God, I miss the days where it was like, I mean, Uni's too big now, but like I miss the days when these things were up like, you know, like just stupid numbers. What's the market cap of Uni? 2.6 bill. Well, was 2.4 bill. Yeah, cool. It's pretty big news. All right. Let's do one last check and see if that collection. I keep forgetting the name. Yeah, I can't wait to see how those do, man. Where the fuck is that? Okay, are those minting? Yep. They're minting on Rarible? Come on, that's awesome. Okay, 3 hours to mint for the whitelist. God, I don't like the art at all, but I really love Rarible. Interesting. All right, so let's see. In a few hours, if there's anything left, good luck. You can maybe mint. Is anybody flipping these yet? Yeah, I'm a little confused. I don't know if there's a like a secondary page for him yet. Man, I like Rarible. Like when I created my first NFT, it was Rarible. Right, that's where I wanted to like get a feel for it. And good people, good team. Sure, it's all different now, but fuck, I want to see these on secondary. But yeah, you should definitely try to mint that, man. You should definitely try if there's any that make it to public, you should definitely try minting. I mean, there's no public, so maybe never mind. It's all allow list. So never mind. But maybe keep an eye on secondary. That's if there's a play, that's the play. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's get out of here. Remember to subscribe to Crypto Slam on YouTube. Hit the like over here too. It really helps. It does help. I don't want to look. I'm all stabled up. I don't even care. But ETH is gross. Follow Crypto Slam IO on X, Ethos Swarm on X as well, and amind.ai. Again, show don't tell, that kind of thing. It's only going to make sense as you use them. I'll do my best to show it. But launch yourself a mind. I've got a new one coming today. In fact, I'll just use it and show it live, but will help us with our support. I just want to figure out what to do for the show, a mind to do for the show. So we'll think of that as well. But launch yours now, amind.ai. Guys, I hope your day's great. I'll be live with Henry in 2 hours. A little under 2 hours should be fun. We'll probably a lot of Death Stir talk. So hope to see you there, guys. Enjoy the day. We'll see you tomorrow. And goodbye.